Hello, and welcome back to ShrubSMP Season 7. This is episode 32. Alright, well, it's been about a month since I've been here on the server, and amazingly, Mojang has not changed or updated the game since. But of course, there is a major update on the way, and in just about a week from this video's release, on September 27th, the Copper Age release date is expected to be announced at Minecraft Live, which I'm excited to be watching that broadcast to see all the fun things and confirmations that Mojang has for us. But in the meantime, I have still been playing a lot of Minecraft lately. I've been playing on this SMP and two other SMPs, as a matter of fact. I've also started getting lots of practice over at MCC Island for like parkour things and all those fun games that they have on MCC Island. And in addition, I've been making good progress on my own solo super flat world. But anyway, for today, I think what we're going to do is look to make some progress with detailing and then also probably get started on the second floor of the Dark Castle build and maybe get some micro farms for things that I know I'll be needing in the near future as we prepare for the Copper Age update. And we do have lots of copper around here to begin with, but since I just walked up and down these stairs, I think the first project that we're going to tackle, a little detailing, is this little walkway. The stairs that I use often to get up and down here in the starter area was never kind of finished. This looks like we bored a hole through the terracotta here in the entranceway and along the stairway, so we want to blend it with the blocks that we're already using, of course, like the tuff down here. And we have some stone over here, so I think what we're really just going to do is kind of blend this area in here with some boy, that little visual trick some tough blocks is what we're going to say. So I think right here in this little cramped space, we're going to do that in the form of a little mini space time lapse. Get this completed to give an idea of what we're looking at doing today and doing some of that detailing. And then we'll head on over to the Dark Castle build and get started on the second floor and see what other details we can add today as we, again, prepare for the Copper Age update, which should be probably by the next episode, depending on what they say at Minecraft Live. So in the meantime, let's get started gathering some materials. I'll have a shulker box down here, and then we'll get started right now. Alright, so we've got that detailing done now. We can see we got a little entranceway from the outside. We have the upstairs and the downstairs. Oh, I completely forgot this whole wall. Okay, well, that's a mistake. I'll have to do that right now. And we'll get started on that. I'll finish that up, and then we will head over to the Dark Castle because I already have an idea where I want to start there, and that is putting in a red floor for the second floor made out of red nether brick slabs, and then probably start by putting a micro farm on that second floor of glow lichen, because I know I'm going to need a lot of glow lichen. So let me finish this little detailing, and then we'll head on over there in just a few minutes. See you over there. Alright, so I'm back here at the Dark Castle, and I've been kind of going through my things to start organizing materials, and then I kind of realized I don't have a lot of, actually I have basically no nether bricks, and I have no nether racks, so we're going to have to go on a little bit of a material gathering trip, and as a matter of fact, on top of that, I'm going to make a little temporary area. I talked about it last time, completely forgot to do it, but I need some of this stuff over here. Hey, it looks like these guys are all waiting for me. Yes, I'm here to visit you. You still cannot leave, but I am also over here to look at your nether wart. So we got some of those nether wart here from the cleric. And I can continue to grow it, but that's not going to cut it. I need a heck of a lot more to be able to make my red nether bricks out of the nether brick that I craft up, because that's what the second floor is going to look like when I make it. So what I'm going to have to go is into the nether, get a bunch of netherrack, smelt it up, and then maybe build a little room right off to the side over here, I think. Maybe just a couple blocks in between where the villagers are being bred over there. 1, 2, 3, maybe right around here. I'll build out a little room that we can put down some soul soil is that soul sand, and grow this stuff while I'm doing other things. And then that's just kind of what you need to do sometimes if the materials that you have aren't readily on hand and you don't actually have a way to generate them either. So we're going to take care of that right now, get this stuff together, and then figure out what we can do next. There we go, nice start. Alright, actually, I'm going to take a quick pit stop here at the starter base because all may not be lost because, of course, I have a little bit of storage in here, and I believe I still have some nether materials somewhere on this side. Let's check these. Oh, that's certainly nether. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got a bunch of nether racks, so I can grab all of this and then head back to the Dark Castle, smelt it up, see how many bricks we can make, and see if that's enough to do the second floor. So let's go back to where we came from, and we can just do our /home command. Boop! And there we are. So let's see. We got to go back to our house, and then put these netherrack into the furnaces. Alright, I hope these things still have enough coal in them to... Alright, so let's see. A little bit of coal, and I have plenty in a shulker box, so let's get that going. And why do I not have an ender chest in here? I got a bunch of extras. We'll put one right here in the corner and keep this thing going. So again, multitasking here because now that I'm over here on this side of the tower, those nether warts will continue to grow as long as I'm in range. So I can actually start to continue to do some planning. I have to kind of outline an elevator to get to that second floor, which I have plans for. So I think we'll be able to do that next, once I get this stuff going sufficiently, and we'll check in on it every once in a while to pull out the bricks and start to make some of those red nether bricks. But let's go check in on what I can do next. Alright, so I'm back from gathering some materials, and I think it's time to check on how the smelting operation went and make as many red nether bricks as we can. And then we'll see where we are from there, and that'll kind of inform what we're doing next. As you can see, I kind of decorated this room a little bit. All of the nether wart has grown up, or at least most of it, so we'll use our fortune pickaxe to get a whole bunch of nether wart. We'll see how much we collected up, and then grow some more. Always remember to grow more, because if you use it before you grow it, you lost it all. So we'll go ahead, replant this, and then I'll show how you make red nether brick. So that's all fixed up. Let's go back to the little house. We'll pick up the bricks, the raw bricks, and do some crafting here. So we pop on in and see what's left in the furnaces. Okay, just about 20 left from the last time I picked them up. And I go ahead into the black shulker box here where all the nether stuff is. And we're going to go ahead and pull out as many nether bricks as I can hold in my inventory with a stack of nether wart. And you just look at your crafting table. And as we can see, the red nether brick is a recipe. You have to use the crafting table for it. It's 2 of each, and I can just shift left click, and nothing happened because I didn't do shift left click over here. And I can make 31 of them with that nether wart. We'll put them over here, and I'll use the 27 that I have, and do it again. And let's see what we got. 45. So that's 45 full blocks, but actually I'm going to be using half slabs because whenever I'm making floors, I like to kind of give enough room for the ceiling underneath, maximum space. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and it's actually 2 for 1. So there's 2 half slabs in one, and I can get, as you can see, 92 of them in there. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. It's 90. But anyway, let's pick this stuff up and see if that will cover the whole second floor. And if not, one way or the other, I gathered the materials for a little bubble elevator that I have planned over here. I like using water, as you can see, and as you've noticed all this time, to kind of transport materials, to transport all kind of things, and I can use it to transport me, too. So right behind... Oh, okay, cats, just relax over there. But just behind me, right here, I envision, instead of this one doorway, we're going to have doorways on either side, probably just right here, and just right there. And then in the middle, I'm going to fill this back in with some water up and down columns. Now, this is something that we do in Minecraft, and it's pretty much kind of universal. Like, there's always, to get up and down amongst levels, you can use a magma block, and you can use a soul sand. And one is up and one is down. So if I place a magma block here, and I place a soul sand here, and then I make these enclosures, I'm going to make them probably in glass so that you can see through them. straight up and put water source blocks, we can make it so that we can use them as elevators. So I'm going to get started on that right now, and we'll come back with a little progress checkup, and then that'll give them time for more red nether warts to grow, and then we'll harvest some of that and make more half slabs, and that should get us in a spot where we can then go ahead and put the second floor up there. And once we have all that done, I think the last thing I'm going to need to do for this episode is use that second floor. Like we said, one of the things we're going to need is a bunch of glowstone. I forgot the name of it. Glow lichen. It is glow lichen is what we're looking for, because we use it for kind of a very subtle ambiance of lighting, and especially in a place like the Dark Castle that calls for such lighting. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to working into this and figuring out what it's going to have to look like. And then we'll be back after I check on the progress of that nether wart. Alright, a little progress update. As you can see here behind me, I have built the structure of the outline for this bubble elevator, and all I really have to do is kind of stick some water sources going up to the next level, or at least where the next level is going to be. And it means it's time to see how many of these red nether brick slabs, I cannot spit that word out for the life of me, we're going to take advantage of our little friend up here, because as you can see, it's fairly dark. And before I get building and get into a time lapse, I want to be able to land on this guy. Can I get it? First try, first try. Come on. Whoop. There we go. Okay. And you right click on him. And I believe you just, yeah, up and down. Okay. So really slow, and it's going to get dark here for just a moment. But part of the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm going to get up to where these bubble elevators land at this top floor. And I'm going to use my little friend here, my happy gas, to start to outline a bunch of torches on this level, so that when we do the time lapse, it'll be all nice and lit up, and we'll be able to see the floor and see the progress. It's only going to take just a few minutes to outline this whole area with a floor of red nether bricks. Hey, I said it, first try. Throughout the floor with a little hole in the middle, so that our gunpowder from the gunpowder farm above that keeps falling down into the pool down here can continue to do that. So now that we have that outline, let me get this fella out of the way. I'll go up a little bit and then hop off them, head on down to the bottom, get our stuff together, and that must mean it's almost time for a time lapse. And then I think we'll do that. Oh no, don't come down, because, well, we'll be able to hop on them anyway. The floor is going to go right there, or right around that dividing point, and then we'll have that hole in the middle like I said, and then from there we'll put some water into this bubble column. We'll get all these water sources. I'll show you how that works, and I think next after that it's time to build the contraption that will make the glow lichen, another word I was having trouble with earlier, ready for me, and then that should be a decent amount of progress. So let's get started. Alright, well, I'll tell you what, it took a heck of a lot of nether wart to make enough bricks, because of the ratio and the amount that it took to grow, but we got it done, and now we have the second floor base built, so that we, again, have the hole down to the water down there, just so that that Reaper farm can continue to operate. And right up here, we got tons of torches, because it is going to be quite dark until we have the final lighting in here. But in the meantime, I think the next thing we're going to do is kind of get this water thing going. So I really just have to put water down here and then make them water sources, and then put some gates up here to kind of trap the water and be able to go up and down. And I think right in this corner over here is where we're going to put that glow lichen generator. That'll be the last thing that we do today, so that we can have a glow lichen and be able to use it here on the outside of the base and replace some of those torches for some of the lighting that it provides, especially on roofs and high horizontal surfaces where mobs can spawn. So that's kind of the story on that, but let me well, I'm already up here and I don't think I can survive. Can I survive? Do we chance it? Let's do it. Okay, we're good. We're gonna have the acrobatics, and we have feather falling 4. So from down here, and I got to go back up again, we'll go ahead, get some water sourcing going, and place some water, get the thing going, and show you how the bubble column works, and then prepare to wrap it up with that last machine build. Alright, so now that we've got that done, all we have to do is give it a little test out and head up back to the second floor. Bring our supplies with us, and let's see, up. Okay, so we're going to go up. You just pop in there, right up to the second floor, and we're out here on the second floor, and we can go down, right down, accelerate a little bit, and right out. And we can go right through, too, on either side. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just realized going through there might not be the best, which is why we're going to have these two doors over there. So that means it's time to go right back up, as a matter of fact, and get ready to build this machine to generate the glow lichen for us. We won't need that anymore. And once we get this thing down, kind of outline the concept, I think maybe we'll do this one in a time lapse as well, because we are basically running out of time, and I want to get this thing constructed so that it's ready to generate. Give it a little tester, and it generates things very quickly. I'm going to be able to get a whole bunch right here at the end of the episode, so I'm all set for the rest of basically the season, because it does generate tons, as you will see in just a moment. So now I just got to make sure I have all the right materials in the shulker box, which I don't think I do, so that means it's going to be back down, gather some more, and then come back up here and hit the time lapse of building that machine. Here we go. Alright, so now that we have this thing constructed, all we have to do is fill it up with some bone meal and get a little glow lichen going, and I'll show you kind of how this works. So to demonstrate this, I have a box full of bone meal here, bone meal blocks anyway, so we'll break one down, kind of stuff a bunch of them up here into the chest, and they will filter down into this dispenser. So let's actually throw a bunch in the dispenser ahead of time so we don't have to wait for it. Oh, throwing bone meal everywhere. Let's see, so it takes up 9 stacks of them. We'll put the rest back here in the shulker box. I have some glow lichen. Now, really all it takes to get this thing primed, I have 7 in my inventory, but if you just put one right here on the dispenser, and then you go ahead and get a pair of shears in your hand, all you have to do is activate the redstone, and you see it starts to grow and spread. And then once it's spread to every block that it can spread to, even though it's firing, it's not actually consuming any bone meal. So that's actually good in terms of not wasting anything. And then all you really need to do is stand here and realize that you didn't put a hopper down here at the bottom, so it's not actually going to collect into the chest. I have made a mistake, but that's okay. We're just going to demonstrate it. I'll fix it up afterward. All you do is you just really continually harvest this, and it gets collected very, very quickly, as you can see. I'm just going to do this for a couple seconds here, and then we'll move in and grab a bunch of it. Okay, and let's see how much we got our hands on. Almost a full stack, just like that, just in a few seconds. So you can see how efficient this farm is. I mean, it's a little loud when it's not running because it's just clicking like that. We shut it right off, and that all we really need to do is keep it filled with bone meal, and we can come over here and generate a bunch of glow lichen at the same time. All I really need to do is actually put a hopper directly into this chest like that, and then that will take care of the automatic collection. And that means that we're pretty much done with this machine as soon as I do that. And that also means we're going to bring this episode to a close. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited for Minecraft Live, which is about to happen in just a few days from this recording, and probably within the week of the publication here on YouTube. So I'm really excited to see that. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.